Michael Jordan is without question the greatest player in NBA history. From his 5 MVPs, to his 10 All-NBA first team appearances, to his 6 NBA titles, no player has done more than Michael Jordan. In order to achieve all of this, Michael Jordan used his unfathomable competitiveness. However, sometimes Michael Jordan himself strayed away from this competitive nature and became a little harsh on some of his competitors. He may have been all smiles around the league from his shoe commercials to his endorsements, but make no mistake, Michael Jordan was ruthless. And in case you don't believe me, here are 10 NBA players who were bullied by Michael Jordan. Now before I get into this video, if you guys enjoy NBA and basketball content, be sure to hit that subscribe button if you are new, and also smash that like button. Let's try to hit 100 likes on this video, that would be amazing, but let's get into it. Number 10, Rip Hamilton. Now, Rip Hamilton's story has become pretty popular since his jersey was recently retired by the Detroit Pistons. And he actually gave his story on ESPN's The Jump, a show some of you guys may have heard of. Now, when Hamilton was a rookie with the Washington Wizards, Michael Jordan was coming to the end of his career. Young Rip Hamilton approached Michael Jordan about hooking him up with a pair of new Jordans. But the Hall of Famer was not too fond of the idea and told the rookie, "My sneaker is for all-stars." He literally dissed the future all-star and future NBA champion Richard Hamilton and told him that Rip cannot wear his sneakers because he's not an all-star. Now from 2005 to 2008, Rip Hamilton made the all-star team and eventually signed with Jordan Brand. He would also win an NBA championship with the Detroit Pistons in 2004, as I mentioned earlier, and he would go down as a pretty solid player in NBA history. Number 9, Steve Smith. Steve Smith was drafted by the Miami Heat as the 5th overall pick in 1991. He would go on to make his very first and only All-Star appearance in 1998 while playing for the Atlanta Hawks. During that period, the shooting guard had the misfortune of having to guard Michael Jordan. And Michael Jordan took advantage of the matchup and went ahead and played some serious mind games with Steve Smith. Now on NBA TV's Open Court, Steve Smith opened up about the whole story. He described one particular game where Michael Jordan hit a shot and said 38. At first, Smith didn't really know what he was saying. But then eventually, after Michael was hitting more shots, he would say 36, then 34, then 32. And it didn't take too long for Steve Smith to realize that Jordan was counting backwards from 40. And guess what? Jordan finished the game with 40 points. Almost as if Michael Jordan can see the future. This really must have sucked for Steve Smith. You've got the GOAT, the greatest player of all time, counting down from 40 the entire game. And there is literally nothing you can do about it. Number 8, Craig Elo. We have probably all heard of The Shot. And I'm not talking about the shot Kyrie Irving hit in Game 7 of the NBA Finals. I'm talking about the NBA playoff game where Michael Jordan hit the shot over Craig Elo. Just 1 year after hitting the infamous shot, Michael Jordan went on to drop his career high against Craig Elo and the Cleveland Cavaliers, dropping 69 points. What's even more impressive than scoring 69 points is that he told Craig Elo before the game what he was going to do. Elo told reporters that Michael had said, "Listen man, I'm hitting everything, so I'm gonna tell you what I'm gonna do. You know you can't stop it, you know you can't stop this, you can't guard me. I'm gonna catch it on the left elbow, and then I'm gonna drive it on the left baseline, and then I'm gonna pull up and shoot a fadeaway." And guess what? He ended up doing that exact same thing. What could be more humiliating than having somebody drop 69 points on you? Well, I mean, I guess telling them how you're gonna do it while you're playing the game. And if this wasn't bad enough for Craig Elo, Michael Jordan had just hit the shot over Craig Elo less than 1 year prior. Number 7, Dikembe Mutombo. On November 23rd, 1991, the Chicago Bulls were in Denver to face Dikembe Mutombo. Now at the time, Dikembe was a rookie and he was getting some pretty nice comparisons. Some even claimed that he would be the next Patrick Ewing, so definitely there was a lot of hype surrounding Dikembe Mutombo. And for what it's worth, Mutombo really didn't play that bad in the loss. He would go on to score 22 points and grab 9 rebounds and block 2 shots. Unfortunately, nobody remembers that stat line. What people do remember is Michael Jordan dropping 37 points on the Denver Nuggets and hitting the game-winning free throw with 5 seconds left. And before Michael would go on to hit the free throw, he told Dikembe, "Hey Mutombo, this one's for you." And he would go on to nail the final free throw with his eyes closed. Jordan would also go on to bully the shot blocker again when Mutombo was an Atlanta Hawk by punctuating a monster dunk with the signature finger wag. As I said earlier, Michael Jordan is just ruthless. Number 6, Steve Kerr. Long before Steve Kerr ran the NBA's most powerful offense, he was a rotational player for the Chicago Bulls. In 1995, during the Chicago Bulls training camp, things got particularly intense between Michael Jordan and Steve Kerr. And just so you guys know, MJ had just gotten out of retirement. During a scrimmage, Kerr got upset that the assistant coaches weren't calling his fouls on Michael Jordan and proceeded to get into an argument with the superstar. Although Kerr doesn't remember getting hit, the official story is that Michael Jordan punched Steve Kerr in the face and stormed out of practice. Now, if you guys want a more in-depth review of this fight, I recommend you guys check out Nick Smith's video. He dropped a video about Steve Kerr getting punched. It's a great video, so be sure to check it out. I'll link it in the description below. But he really goes over what happened. But let's just say, Steve Kerr learned his lesson about trash talking when he trash talked the one and only Michael Jordan. Number 5, Kwame Brown. There is always a ton of pressure on the number 1 pick to perform. But that pressure is exponentially higher when the number 1 pick is hand-selected by Michael Jordan. Jordan selected Kwame to make his comeback just that much better. But unfortunately, Kwame Brown was not ready to live up to the first pick expectations. Kwame, coming straight out of high school, thought he would receive mentorship from the greatest basketball player ever. Instead, he ended up receiving more abuse than guidance. According to multiple sources, Jordan would say and do everything he could do to make Kwame cry in front of the team. Maybe he was trying to motivate the kid, but that doesn't take away from the fact that Kwame Brown never fully developed into the player he could have been. Now, I'm not saying it was Jordan's fault, but it seems like he did play a big role in Kwame Brown's development. Number 4, Bill Cartwright. Michael Jordan was not too happy when the Bulls let go of Charles Oakley and brought in Bill Cartwright. According to Yahoo Sports, when the Bulls replaced Charles Oakley with Cartwright, Jordan resented the loss of his friend and took it out on Cartwright, calling him Medical Bill. He also intentionally threw impossible to handle passes at him during practice to draw attention to what he perceived to be bad hands. That is just cold. Now, Cartwright would go on to help the Bulls win 3 championships by defending the paint against elite centers on opposing teams, but Jordan was not too fond of the 7-foot center when he first joined the team. Number 3, Rodney McCrae. You probably haven't heard of Rodney McCrae, and to be honest, I haven't either. McCrae only spent 1 season with the Chicago Bulls, but was consistently berated by Michael Jordan. MJ's most infamous put down to McCrae was, "You're a loser, and you've always been a loser." And let's just say, McCrae retired not too long after. Former Chicago Bulls assistant coach Johnny Back once said, "He's the most vicious competitive player I've ever seen." That's what makes him, I think, the greatest player ever. He practically ruined Rodney McCrae's career for us. Now, it's not clear if Michael Jordan was the single factor that drove McCrae out of the league, but after only spending 1 season with the Bulls and winning 1 ring in 1993, it seems like Jordan had something to do with that. Number 2, Muggsy Bogues. In 1995, the Hornets had a pretty good team. The team featured players like Glenn Rice, Alonzo Mourning, Larry Johnson, Del Curry, and 5'3" Muggsy Bogues. In a playoff series against the Bulls, the series was tied at 2 games apiece, and the Hornets had a chance to go up 3-2 against the Chicago Bulls. The Hornets were down 1, and Muggsy had the ball, and Jordan, being the ruthless person he is, backed off of Bogues and told him, "Shoot it, you effing midget." So Muggsy shot it and he missed. A year later, Muggsy had told the media that he believes that 1 single play had ruined his career, as his shot never felt the same afterwards. And it's just crazy to think that Michael Jordan had this type of effect on a player. With a simple sentence, it completely threw Muggsy Bogues off of his rhythm for years to come. Number 1, Charles Barkley. Now, today in 2017, Jordan and Barkley are, I assume, pretty good friends. But during the 1993 NBA Finals, the Suns took on the Bulls, and Michael Jordan and Charles Barkley had agreed to play some golf together before Game 4. Now, this story has kind of been talked about a little bit by Charles Barkley on Inside the NBA, but also a lot of media sites have picked up this story as well. Allegedly, the pair had played 48 holes of golf that day, and to make the afternoon just that much better, Michael Jordan had gifted Charles Barkley something that was about $20,000. Now, I believe that Jordan had given Barkley a pair of $20,000 earrings, but regardless, when he was asked why did he give Barkley this huge gift, Jordan replied saying, "He won't get in my way the rest of the series. What's $20,000 to me?" Charles thinks we're great friends. Now, Jordan would go on to score 55 points in Game 4 and rob Charles Barkley of his only chance at a championship 2 games later. What makes this even sadder is that the summer before, they were teammates and seemingly good friends on the Dream Team, and unfortunately for Charles Barkley and the Phoenix Suns, Barkley's friendship with Jordan was merely an illusion. Now, I don't know if this is considered bullying or just getting into someone's head, but regardless, Jordan did take away Barkley's only chance at being an NBA champion. So that is going to do it for me. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. This was so fun to make, and let's just say Michael Jordan is one ruthless man. But regardless, as of right now, Michael Jordan is the GOAT. He is the greatest of all time, and nobody at the moment can take that away from him. But that is going to do it for me. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, be sure to smash that like button and also hit that subscribe button if you are new. It would really mean a ton. Currently, I'm nearing 15,000 subscribers. I might have hit it by the time you guys watch this video. But once again, just thanks for all the support. But that's it for me. Hope you guys enjoyed, and I'm out. Peace.